We're gonna make the kombucha for you now. The long-awaited, how do I make this super elixir? Well, let's do the first ingredient first. Remember we talked about, there's only a few ingredients. First ingredient is the tea. The tea is very special. I don't use the black tea anymore. The black tea is very acid. Remember, we're trying to stay away from a lot of acid. Your body has to break down acid somehow, some way. Remember, 1 cup of coffee, 1 soda, it takes you no less than 32 glasses of alkaline water just to neutralize the acid. So what we try to do is try to stay away from the acid. And so the yerba mate is the best stuff I found. And plus, if you're looking for caffeine, this stuff is really potent. It really gives you energy without giving you the nervousness. Okay, you don't really want to cook caffeine like all the coffee is roasted. That's not really good. Once you cook plants, then they change their whole bio-change, physiological meaning. So if you cook something, it's totally different than actually maybe leaching it. Now leaching it is what I'm going to do here. This is my tea for tomorrow. You can make tea 2 different ways. One, you can boil the water, then you can put in the tea and let it steep, as normal people, of course, have been doing for a long time. Now, the smarter way to do it now, once you find out that there's a lot of very high-level enzymes, vitamins, just a lot of things that the heat breaks down. So what do? You put water. We use our clean water from the RO system. Here's our RO system. I put water in here, and the water's about 9.5 pH because it does have the alkalizing cartridge on the RO water system. I put a little bit of yerba mate, about a tablespoon in there, and look at that. We did this morning, and this is gonna brew tonight for tomorrow morning. Now, what do I put in my tea after I've brewed it? What I do is really make it turn into super tea. Remember, this is super fuel, so let's turn regular tea into super tea. How do we do it? Well, one of the things I put in, chia seeds are really smart. I put the chia seeds in. My tea in the morning turns into my breakfast. I put in about a tablespoon up to 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I heat the water up to about 110 degrees. You want to heat your water up when you can't put your finger in the water anymore. It means it's done. That's about 110, 115 degrees. You can't get in a jacuzzi that's 115, remember? So you just want to put your finger in till it's hot enough. You'll say, okay, that's as hot as I need. You don't need to boil anything. You just want to bring your tea back up to heating temperature. I put in about a half a teaspoon of AFA blue-green algae. Very smart, full of phenylethylamine, full of 3-monoamine oxidase inhibitors with phenylethylamine. Phenylethylamine is a heart-opening, loving energy. Look it up. It's called the love molecule. It's in blue-green. So in the morning, what do you want to do? You want to start your morning out with a little bit of caffeine. You want to feel a little bit of love in your heart, and that's what the phenylethylamine does. I put in then shilajit. Shilajit smells like this really good, like, I don't know, it smells like sort of like a medicine, but a good smelling medicine. It's not like some, medicine that you would say, ooh, no, this smells good. It's a little medicine-y smelling. It sort of smells like maybe like a cappuccino when you mix it with different things. And then what I do is I put in a big tablespoon of this extra virgin coconut oil. I eat this in about 2 weeks myself. I put it on my skin, I shave my face. We'll go over how to use coconut oil. It's got about 10 different uses, including making sure the hinges runs very smooth. Remember, you use coconut oil for everything. Try to stay away from all your petroleum oils. And if you want to add some glandular power, remember, look up what maca does. Maca makes your glands very powerful, and if your glands are powerful, you have vitality. The whole idea is not longevity, it's vitality. How about longevity is really cool, but it's not cool to suffer just because you lived longer. You want to live longer, but you want to live vital. You don't want to just live longer to say I have longevity, but longevity doesn't mean that you have vitality. So these are the types of things that give us vitality. And vitality, maca, the sugar that I use, if we want to use, I use a little bit of agave. It's got 50% inulin in it. Or what I use is I use some of the banana spears too for a sweetener. These are small banana spears. These are regular sized bananas, okay? These are heirloom. They have even seeds in them. Regular bananas, these are GMO hybridized. You are what you eat, and if you eat big bananas, it's my opinion, what do you think happens? You get big too. It's just my opinion. Remember, I'm only telling you what I see, and sometimes what I see may not be what you see, but I've seen A lot of patients come to me and we've changed just a few things to really change their whole life. And one of the number one things is to make sure that you get enough liquids in your body, change your food supply, get away from GMO, get away from hybridized foods, and go more towards a naturalistic lifestyle. And naturalistic just means no chemicals, synthetics, hormones, antibiotics, and a list of all the different things that actually is when you say it's conventional. Conventional foods are not good foods because that means anything goes. And so that's my tea. Now what we do, this is very simple. Remember, a lot of these types of small little short films are here to educate you but not just show you how to do it. So once you learn how to do this is very simple, but it's the education. Why are you doing it is the big reason, because you'll do it all the time once you figure it out. So you get your jar, remember, from Walmart, $9.99. You make your tea. What I do is I brew it. We brew it for one day, and this is what it turns into. I just take a strainer, I take out all the cut and sifted pieces, and this is what we have right now. We've just got clean material without any of the pieces of yerba mate because we just strained it out with a strainer. So we'll take the lid off, and you can see the lids, remember, aren't really shutting tight. It can still breathe, bugs can't get in. This container, let me tell you, you don't do kombucha in plastic ever. If you do it in plastic, then what'll happen is that the kombucha will actually eat the plastic, and what you'll find out is you'll get plastic in your kombucha. Then what we do is we put in sugar. In this quantity, we've got about 1.5 gallons of water here, and what I use is approximately 1.5 to 2. The more sugar you put in, the stronger your kombucha is going to be. Again, this is raw cane sugar. Try not to use processed sugar. The reason why we want the raw, and boy, does that smell good, is because it's full of minerals. We want our food to have minerals in it. You don't want bleached and or a processed sugar because it's just dead sugar. So I'm going to use 1.5 of these. I like the 1.5 only because this gives me the drinking brew. If I wanted to make the vinegar brew, I'll wait 2 weeks and then I'll put in 1.5 more. So I put in 1.5. Now remember, high country, this is the secret. Okay, you can put all this stuff together. What do you think it's going to turn into some special elixir by itself? No, this is the stuff. And if you knew that you could just pop the top and it's alive in here. It smells like beer. And really, it does have a small amount of alcohol too. So you can drink this actually and you'll feel like, whoa, you'll feel a little alcohol in there if you're sensitive. And it does, it smells like a beer. So what we do is we just pour this in to and I can see through here, it's got these little, sort of like mushrooms in it. It's already starting to make one. It's got the little pieces of mucus. I'm gonna taste this to see how it tastes. This is good convenience. Remember, again, these things cost up to $4, and don't throw the bottles out. You can take your kombucha that you make and put it in here, take it to the office or wherever you go. I try to drink one of these big glasses in the morning and a big glass in the afternoon. If you feel tired in the afternoon, don't take those energy drinks. Those just demineralize you. They use your body in a certain way that actually uses you. It's like using a horse really hard and you put it away wet. That's not good. You're working your body really hard and you're not really doing anything good for it. You're just working it. If you do that every day, in fact, I saw somebody drinking one of those, whatever so many hour drinks. And I mean, once you get on those, remember, you got to keep doing it. So this is going to change a lot of things that you really are craving for. What I would do is have the tea in the morning. I have my regular tea and I would drink one of these with this. And just that alone, my tea with the chia seeds and all those herbs and everything, that and a big glass of this, I mean, you're full. And then I drink usually about 3 of these glasses in the morning of one of the varieties of liquids that we showed you. Remember, there's 6 liquids of vitality. This is blue-green. And look at the color of this beautiful stuff. What does it taste like? It tastes like tea. If you want to make it taste like sweet tea, put a shot of agave in. Again, only use the clear agave. I wouldn't use the brown. In fact, I dare you to use it. It's really, to me, it's not the sugar you want to use. I'm going to have a sip of this and we're going to mix this up and we're all done. One word of precaution. You only use wooden utensils with the kombucha. It's sort of a rule that you don't use metal. Metal is stainless steel, and stainless steel, when you break it down, is made out of a combination of different types of heavy metals. Stainless steel breaks down to nickel, chromium, manganese, molybdenum. These are metals that aren't good for us. And the last thing you want to do is put your kombucha, remember this is acid, vinegar, and these metal spoons are alkaline. And you know if you put in vinegar, and if this is alkaline, like maybe baking soda, so this would have a reaction. And what you'll do is you'll have, a lot of people grow kombucha in plastic. That's a no-no. A lot of people I've seen grow kombucha in metal aluminum cans. That's not smart. In fact, that's really not good at all. The heavy metal poisoning is not good. Also, one other fact, a lot of people also store their kombucha once they make it in those the jars, the mason jars. The jars are great, but the tops, they make tops that are made out of non-bisphenol A, but the tops, and non-bisphenol A, remember, is a plastic top, because most of the tops are made out of metal, and you'll see that if you put the metal top on, it's brass. And you'll smell that the vinegar will eat the metal, and you'll put your mouth on the lip of the can or the glass, and all you're doing is getting a mouthful of metal. So watch that. Okay, no metal utensils, don't store it in metal, don't grow it in metal, only use wood or glass. Here's what the mushroom looks like. Here's how it works too. The first mushroom that you're gonna grow, remember, here's your base that you just made. You put your high country base. It's gonna take about a week to 10 days before it starts to make one of these little mushrooms on top. And you can see, here's one right here. And what happens in about a week and a half or two, you'll grow another one underneath it. As you can see, here's another one. And another week and a half or two, you'll grow another one underneath it. So this thing just keeps propagating and it proliferates. This is something that's very special because now you can give the gift to your friends. What better gift can you give to your friends than something that would actually really give them super vitality? This is a vinegar solution, and you can see, remember, if you want to make the vinegar solution, what you do is you just take the regular solution after about 2 weeks, and what you do is give it another 2 pounds of sugar and wait 2 to 4 weeks. And wow, I mean, I breathe that, it burns my eyes a little bit. This is what I use on my salad dressings, and also you could really use this on your skin. This is so good to clean the skin. Go out in the sun, bring your vinegar with you. If you're gonna smell like vinegar, it's okay though, and just bake in the sun and use the vinegar like it was a soap. You can also use it in the sinuses, like I was saying. You have to dilute it a little bit. You can also dilute this down and put it into your ears. It's very smart. It really is the type of elixir that you can use for many different things. Experiment with it. This is what this whole idea is about. We're only sharing to you what we do. What do you do? Is of course maybe something totally different, and we want to know. I can only show you what we've been doing, and this does have a lot of efficacy. I'd say out of the 6 liquids of vitality, this is the one that's going to change your life the fastest. And not only the fastest, but it's actually going to change your life so you have this new way of life. Your old life only can be changed by terrain modifying your new life. Just remember that. And this is the terrain modifier. All the rest of the foods are terrain modifying. The liquids are terrain modifying. And in time, what do? You get terrain modified. This is our kombucha. Like I said, very simple. I would start out drinking maybe a half a glass at first, because if you're just starting, let me tell you, this is going to really unload your intestinal tract. It's going to open up your stomach in your intestines, because the glucuronic acid and the hyaluronic acid loosens up the sludge. That's the genius part about this. And also, all this mucus, remember the mucus that was in the glass here? This mucus heals the stomach wall. Like aloe, they always say if you drink raw aloe vera juice, it's because you have a stomach problem, or you'll heal your stomach wall. Again, 50% of the people past 40 years old have this syndrome called leaky gut syndrome. And it's very, very prevalent right now in the United States. And when you get leaky gut syndrome, that's when a part of your intestinal tract gets a hole in it because of black mold and different types of creatures that live in there, and the protective coating is gone. And this is the protective coating that helps, because it's like a sort of like this mucoid. If you pull the intestinal tract apart, you'll see a healthy intestinal tract has a lot of mucus in it. Again, why do you have all the coconut oil? Because it's oily. This is good oil. Read the book, any book on coconuts. You'll notice that, and this isn't regular coconut. Remember, there's all different varieties. The oils are very special for you. The kombucha, the 6 liquids of vitality, take them, remember, slowly, at it a little bit at a time. Don't think that you can drink a glass, 2 glasses at a time. You might be able to, but you may have a little turbulence. Start out slow, and you'll see what happens to you. I know what's going to happen to you. You're just going to have vitality. We'll see you next time again.